In the digital age, there is no currency more valuable than attention. And on the world's largest video sharing platform, YouTube, there is no one greater at capturing that attention than this man, Jimmy Donaldson. Better known to his adoring fans as Mr. Beast, with a subscriber base now numbering in the hundreds of millions and personally responsible for some of the platform's most watched videos, Mr. Beast is a worldwide phenomenon. But he didn't start at the top. Just as in many other tales of business success, Mr. Beast's story begins in humble surroundings. Born James Stephen Donaldson on May 7, 1998 in Wichita, Kansas, Jimmy spent a childhood on the move due to the nature of his parents' employment, serving in the military. Without a constant and wider network of family surrounding Jimmy, due to living in 3 different locations before he was 7 years old, he became withdrawn. However, during these early years, he also developed a deep competitive quality and the ability to ruthlessly focus on one thing. This obsessive nature turned its focus on mastering the YouTube algorithm. From his hometown of Greenville, North Carolina, Jimmy began posting videos to YouTube when he was 11 years old. These videos comprised mainly of Jimmy playing Minecraft and Call of Duty. By the time he turned 13, he began a new channel with the handle Mr. Beast 6000. The range of topics initially centered on following the latest trends. Subscriber growth was slow, but by 2015, Jimmy found success with his series, The Worst Intros on YouTube. This helped lead the channel to amass 30,000 subscribers. After finishing high school in 2016, he attended East Carolina University, but dropped out to begin a full-time career as a YouTuber. Jimmy has stated that for a period of 5 years, he would relentlessly study every aspect of what it takes to make a viral hit on YouTube. He was joined by a group of like-minded YouTubers, hell-bent on cracking the code to success. Collectively, they would learn from each other. This mastermind group would apply their discoveries to their next videos. In hindsight, it was time well spent. In 2017, Jimmy got his big break when he published a video of himself counting to 100,000. To help him with the growth of his channel, Jimmy hired childhood friends to assist him grow his empire. They would also make cameo appearances in many of his videos. More viral hits followed. For the next 3 years, bigger stunts and more lucrative giveaways propelled Mr. Beast from 685,000 subscribers in January 2017 to over 50 million subscribers by the end of 2020. Having dropped the number 6,000 from the end of his handle, Mr. Beast was ready for the next wave of growth. The Mr. Beast brand could not be contained to just the digital realm. Jimmy also wanted to expand the impact his star power could have on worthwhile causes. In 2019, in partnership with former NASA engineer and YouTuber Mark Rober, Jimmy announced a fundraising challenge event called Team Trees. The goal of the challenge was to raise $20 million for the Arbor Day Foundation with the hope to plant 20 million trees for every dollar donated. The goal was overwhelmingly passed, raking in over $24 million for the worthy cause. The Mr. Beast brand was also expanded online with the creation of a new channel, Beast Philanthropy. 100% of the channel's income is earmarked for charity. The channel's earnings have allowed the giving of 20,000 shoes to children in Africa, as well as building 100 wells in African villages to give them access to clean water. And yet, the gaze of Mr. Beast is not solely on dry land. The Team Seas project was created to raise $30 million for the Ocean Conservancy and the Ocean Cleanup programs to fund the removal of 30 million pounds of plastic and other waste from oceans, rivers, and beaches. Collaborating again with Mark Rober, Jimmy would use his considerable influence to persuade high-profile YouTubers to come together for the cause. Unsurprisingly, the targets of Team Seas were met and overwhelmingly surpassed. Driven by a desire to act in a way that is beneficial to the world, these acts of generosity and philanthropy will assuredly not be Jimmy's last. With the rise of his digital presence on YouTube and his philanthropic causes, Jimmy has parlayed his brand into real-world assets too. In 2020, Jimmy would announce the opening of Mr. Beast Burger, a virtual restaurant. Partnering with contracted restaurants to provide fulfillment of orders, the concept opened to much fanfare and was wildly popular in the beginning. Promising free food and other gifts on the day of the launch in Wilson, North Carolina, the event attracted thousands. The line for the drive-thru was reported to be as long as 20 miles, and the disruption to the community forced local police to close the line. 300 locations initially serviced this unique business idea, while the popularity of Mr. Beast ensured a steady flow of clientele. Not content with his virtual kitchen venture, Jimmy partnered with Jim Murray, former president of protein bar company RX Bar, to create a new company, Feastables. Within 3 months, it was reported the new brand had surpassed $10 million in sales. While appearances would lead you to believe that everything Mr. Beast touches turns to gold, the reality is not quite so simple. Midway through 2023, Jimmy expressed disappointment in his joint venture partners, Virtual Dining Concepts. Their joint venture, the virtual restaurant, Mr. Beast Burger, was experiencing an increase in customer dissatisfaction. Complaints regarding quality and inconsistency of the food customers received became a PR nightmare. Filing a lawsuit against his partners, who in turn countersued, does not bode well for the long-term prospects of Mr. Beast Burger. His unprecedented success has also attracted a host of critics who see him as an easy target. Questioning his motives, critics argue that the purpose of his videos and charity ventures are not virtuous in nature, but are in fact a blend of narcissism and ego. Jimmy's response to these claims is that he does not receive a dime from any of the charitable ventures. Is this enough to appease his critics? One cannot say, but it can be certain that the criticisms will not stop Mr. Beast from his life's work. What does the future hold for Jimmy Donaldson? With his track record of success, it would be a foolish person to bet against Mr. Beast from being successful in any future endeavor. His stated goal is to become the biggest YouTuber of all time. It is hard to see how this goal doesn't come to fruition. Having conquered the online world and making great strides in the physical one can only surmise that Jimmy Donaldson is indeed a master magnate.